Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today we'll be checking out a game called Cubed World. Um, so I don't have too much experience with this game. I know a little bit. I started a character earlier and was playing through a little bit. The little that I did find out is, well, you'll be able to tell when you load up the game. You have a couple different classes here. I'll read through them in case you can't read them. Human, elf, dwarf, orc, goblin, lizard, undead, frogman. Then back to human. You have your male and female, and you also have your classes. I don't know a whole lot about each individual class, but I know a little bit. Warriors, you start out with this big mace. You also start out with 2 swords, if I remember right. And pretty much with all the classes, basically how you start out, your first ability is generally like a building ability. Like you'll build up your little power bar, and then you can use your second ability, your mouse 2 button, to do usually a power attack or a quick attack or something along those lines. And pretty much, at least from what I can tell, every class has something different. Also, I like to point out that the game kind of follows Guild War 2 mechanics as far as that goes, because it seems that your first 2 abilities, your mouse 1 and 2 abilities, generally depend on which weapon you have. So I think that's pretty cool. So anyways, you have a warrior, a ranger. The ranger abilities, basically you have your building abilities with your bow and your crossbow, and then the difference between your bow and your crossbow is that the bow does like a rapid shot, whereas your crossbow kind of does like a power shot. So moving on, then you have your mage. The staves do kind of like this tornado or vortex kind of thing of fire. I think it does water too, depending on what build you pick. And then you could switch to a wand and shoot fireballs. Rogues, pretty close to the warrior as far as I can tell. Except for the second ability for the swords. It lets you kind of do like a stun. Whereas the warrior does do a stun too, but does this weird charge up and spinning thing. I'm not sure if the rogue has a melee one, like where you had to charge up. I think it just, you have to get that amount of MP and then you can instantly use it. Not 100% sure, but I think that's what it is. And then it goes back to the warrior. So I'm going to play a rogue. And we'll play around with this. Oh, okay, so each of these have a different face and like skin color. Also, if you do like these, they also have different faces and stuff, which is pretty neat. But I'll probably do a human rogue, and later I'm gonna do a frogman ranger, I think, and that'll be fun. So let's see. Let's get the hair done. I'll show you through all the hairs. I'm not a huge fan of really any of the hairs, but it is, I believe, in alpha still, so I'm not 100% sure. How much they're going to add to it, but I think it's safe to assume that more will be added. So I'm gonna go with this guy. Oh, there we go. And we'll create character. And now this is the world I was playing on earlier, which actually I'm going to start a whole new one. Yeah, I want to delete world. And so from what I understand, you need to have just a random seed, so I'm going to throw that in. And we'll just put, first world. Alright, and so now it's going to generate it. Now this is a voxel game, so it's gonna look a lot like Minecraft, but I feel like the gameplay is a lot different. Plus, I mean, it does have crafting, but from what I can tell, you don't have block placement or anything like that. Okay, yeah, so you can see you can't just go up and start punching the tree. Okay, these things, they revive you. As far as I know, there's no penalty for death. I'll have to double check that. Oh, hello, there's Turtle. Let's see. So some basic keys. It's a WASD movement system, and then your mouse to look just like Minecraft. Now in this game, you do get the ability to dodge. So say if I wanted to dodge an attack, I can use the middle mouse wheel button. Also, let's see, Q will use the item on the far right of your action bar. Basically, that'll generally be food or potions. The difference between food and potions is that potions you can run away while you're using. Food you cannot. So potions are definitely more useful, but food is great because it's a lot cheaper to make, from what I understand. Also, I'm not gonna go fight him yet. One button that I don't like, but it is dead useful, and the reason why I don't like it is just because it's a really awkward place for me, is your left control allows you to climb at the cost of some stamina. Also, your dodges use stamina. And let's see. There's something else. Oh, then there's this where you hold down shift, and I think they refer to it as a free cam. So basically, if you were attacking something, you would normally say attack that turtle. But if you want to quick switch to something behind you, you would hold shift. So that's for a higher skill set, I suppose. If once you're fighting multiple mobs, instead of just beating down one, if you want to, say, stun the guy behind you, you can shift and do that without having to waste time to do a 180-degree turn with your mouse. Let's see. If you hit F1, it'll bring up some of your key maps. And this basically tells you 1, 2, 4 is your abilities, which you'll learn as you level up. Tab is your select quick item, which actually I did not know that. That's actually really cool. So basically, what I'm assuming that's used for is if you want to switch, instead of using potions to switch to food, you could do that. Yeah, so shift space. Oh yeah, space is jump. I think I forgot to mention that. E is to pick up items, and R is to interact with objects. You have your F key, which brings out a little light. I don't really see this being useful, but it could be. I mean, I don't know, because in case it just doesn't know, I don't notice a huge difference with that. So let's see, and then T, call pet. I haven't actually played around with a pet yet, so I'm not sure. Then X brings up your skills, C, your crafting, V, your toggle HP bar. I believe that's on the enemies. B brings up your inventory, M brings up your world map. And then I believe that you can chat. Yeah, you can chat. If you open up your map to multiplayer, which will be in a future thing. I'm not sure how well they're going to implement that. I don't know if they have servers up for that or anything. I know I haven't experienced anything like that. But I do think that you can set one up with, say, like Hamachi or something and host it yourself. There's probably hosting companies out there to do it. It's just not something that really has interested me as of now. So I'm going to open up my bag, and if I remember right, you can start out with these iron fists, and you can also start out with an iron longsword. Now, I actually never used these before, so I'm going to see what that does real quick. Let me go beat up something. I never actually use these. Generally, I use the two-handed sword. Let's see, that's a dark beetle. He's gonna be hard to kill. Okay, so real quick, the name, how it's like a dark red. I'm sorry, bark beetle, not dark beetle. See how it's like a dark red? That means he's a lot higher level than me, or he's going to be a lot harder to kill. And you notice that his health bar is also red, which means he is hostile. So if I go near him, and I'll demonstrate that now, he will turn on me like that. Now I don't want to really engage this guy because he's going to do a lot of damage, and I'm gonna wait because I don't have any skills yet. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to find something a little easier to kill. I just picked up that flower with E, just running across it. There's two ways to get items. You can just click E on them, or other things like this bush, they get a health bar over them, and you have to punch it, and then you can pick up items. You can't harvest anything from trees. The way to get wood is from those bushes. I believe that's the only real way that I know of right now. Also, iron is a lot like they're like nodes. They're not. So those are some wizards attacking me. Those are the staff attacks. Now when they shoot a fireball like that right there, those are the wand abilities. So kind of interesting. I like that there's different abilities based off of the weapons. Also, I believe you can have the choice between fire and water. So that's also cool. Now I heard, I can't verify this, but I heard that the water mages can actually heal. I don't know if that's true or not, but that'd be really cool if it is. Alright, so these guys are chasing me. Where are you? Yeah, you're dark red. I don't really want to fight you yet. Okay, and then so your other resources being like iron, they happen like a node, which basically would be like that bush. The bush would be considered a node. I believe they reset over time. However, I'm not 100% sure on that. But yeah, basically, like, there's no mining in this as far as I can tell. There is a little bit of environmental destruction from, like, the bosses. And generally, you'll find a boss. Where is that? Oh, right there. You see those crossed swords? The last time I went to one, it ended up being a troll. And every time he slammed his mace down, it did a little bit of environmental damage, which I thought was really cool. So on the last one, I did not see this many. There was only one that was within, like, where I could see. So that's really cool. So this one has quite a bit more. This is the town, and that's where you'll get a lot of your items to make potions and stuff. Oh, okay, yeah. This is kind of like your talent tree. So as a rogue, you get to pick between an assassin and a ninja. Oh wait, is there something? I heard something. I don't want to die. Okay, yeah, and then excuse me. Then you also get these abilities, which these are pretty much what varies your class from class. And then in your talent tree, this last ability is what changes depending on what build you choose. The three down here, the Pet Master, the Climbing, and the Swimming, from what I understand, every class has that, and they can all have those abilities. So that's pretty neat. So as I was doing this, the two fists are kind of cool because you get to do like this little roundhouse kick. That's pretty cool. I might play with these for a bit. Then let's see. Then we also have the sword, which I believe stuns them. Is there anything over here? Boy, I'm in a bad zone. I know my health's low and I could drink this potion, but I'd like to save them because it's gonna take me until I get to that town to get any more. Let me think. Is there anything else that I can tell you? The iron, which is really useful, and that's probably going to be one of the harder things to find, are generally found in caves, and caves are generally found in mountains. So they're kind of rare for me in my limited experience with this game. So it's a real bummer that they are, but it's kind of cool because it gives you a little bit of a grind. I do like grinding some games. I'm not going to video too much grinding, but it's something that I enjoy. I'm not sure why that kind of sounds weird. I don't like a very grindy game like, you know, Aeon back in the older days, and like RuneScape. That's far too much grind, but a little bit of grind's cool. Like the WoW grind is pretty nice. I can handle that. So let me think. Is there anything else I can tell you? Oh, okay. So then you'll run across these randomly generated campfires, and they're pretty cool. You can start creating food there and stuff. Oh yeah, I gotta go over the crafting couple things. I think this guy's gonna make me use a potion. Yeah, he is. That's alright. We'll make some more later. And that's cool. I mean, also the thing that generates with them is beds. And what beds do is they basically let you rest. And when you rest, you recover health, and you also the time goes by faster in the world. And there's a day and night cycle here as well, which is pretty cool. So okay, right here, this is a bed, and this will sleep. So when I sleep on this, you'll notice my health is going up, and I don't think you can tell, but the time is going by a little faster. This right here, it's a campfire, obviously, and it'll let you cook things. Right now I don't have any roots, so I can't use them, and I don't have any pineapples. The pineapples actually don't need a campfire, but this one does. So let's go into this. So basically this is your ability to craft weapons. So I can craft a battered iron longsword +1, and what it requires is an anvil and 16 iron cubes. And then you'd go over here, and to make an iron cube you just need 1 iron nugget, which you get from beating on iron nodes. So over here you have armor, which requires cotton yarn. You have amulets, which I'm not sure. I'm assuming that they're not in the game yet, but I'm not 100% sure. Cooking tab, you just seen that. Your potion tab, so that's what those flowers are. And then you need a flask of water. And then these are your formulas, is what it says. But basically, like, say if you wanted to know how to make cotton yarn, you pretty much need a cotton capsule, which you find in the wild, and then you need a spinning wheel. So let's see. Is there anything else that I can tell you? No, I don't believe so. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this for now and make sure that everything recorded properly, because this is my first time recording on here. So I'm not 100% sure if everything is working fine. The sound sounded very loud, so I'm going to check that out, and hopefully I will be back with you in a bit.